Our objective is this: do whatever it takes to transform my backyard pond into a fully sustained ecosystem abundant with life. Between relocating bass to stocking baitfish, we are willing to do it all. And with every subscriber gained during this series equaling 5 baitfish stocked into the pond, it's shaping up to be our biggest project yet. This is the ultimate pond transformation. Hey guys, welcome back to another pond management episode, and golly, it is windy out here today. So today, you guys saw the intro. We are going to be completely restoring my backyard pond. Now the reason you guys have never seen a video in the backyard pond is because honestly, it sucks. So what I'd like to do today is get a lot of the bass out of there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the bass out of there, put it in another little pond, and then over the next couple of videos and stuff, we're gonna be stocking some baitfish in there. We're gonna be getting some baitfish from other ponds, as well as maybe some shiners from the gas station, and really just trying to rebuild this pond. So the first thing you can do in that is to get the bass out. That way they're not eating your baitfish as you're actively trying to grow the ecosystem in there. So we're gonna be taking out all the bass today, maybe getting some baitfish for the other pond we're putting them in. That way they can maybe not die while we're getting the fish out of this pond. So we're gonna go ahead and start catching some bass. We're gonna honestly be fishing, going on this for like 4 hours today. So it's gonna be a good video. Stay tuned. Okay, so the audio may honestly kind of suck for this video. The first thing you guys can see is this pond is not huge. It's also some very clear water, and I do not see a single bass in the entire thing. Our first order of business is going to be getting a little tank we can put them in, and then we're gonna move them to the other side of that bridge. So we're gonna go get that tank real quick. See you guys in just a second. Okay, so the mosquito fish are usually in this bucket that we're gonna be using today, but I went ahead and transferred them. I don't know if you guys can see in there, but I went ahead and transferred them into that bucket for however long we need them to be. So we're gonna go ahead, dump this guy out, put some fresh water in there. This is 13 liters, so it should hold several tiny bass, because that's what we're gonna be catching today, tiny bass. So we're gonna go ahead and get this guy out there, filled up, start fishing. So we are taking several different approaches to these fish today. So with that being said, we're also gonna try to get as much water in this thing as possible. Probably should have brought another bucket, but here we go.
Okay folks, so as I'm fixing this GoPro that just popped off my back, as I was trying to get that up, I don't know if you heard this pop or anything like that, but the lavalier mic just decided to break on my phone. We have no lavalier mic now. I'm going to try to keep you guys out of the wind.
So about 10th cast, I actually got a hold of my first fish. This is actually pretty nice because I was not expecting them to bite this early on. So this is really small, as you guys can see, and this is actually the kind of the slot we're trying to fill when we're taking these bass out. And as you guys can see, he did not love the tank very much.
Holy, oh my gosh. Oh, let's go. I was cranking that thing. I was reeling that in literally as hard as I could, and this little guy just came up and got him. Terrible hook set, because I wasn't even trying to catch this dude. Now I get to see the little festivities that go on between these fish when this one decides that it doesn't want the little guy in there. Guy's a little bit smaller, but again, the fish that we want to get out of this pond. And action. Oh my gosh. Nope. The guy just hopped out.
So for actually about the next 20 minutes, I spent the entire time trying to get this fish off what kind of looked like a bed. It seems a little bit too early for them to be on beds at this time of year, but there's a chance that they might be based off of what I saw the rest of the day.
Got him. Oh my gosh. Please stay hooked. Please stay hooked. Yes! Oh my gosh. With persistence, we freaking got the sucker. Holy moly. Let's go. It took so long to get that fish.
So at this point, with 3 fish on the board, I decided to pack it up and head over to the Twiz where we could possibly catch more fish.
And we are here at the other pond. We got our little bass in here. They're kind of crammed. We're just going to let him go real quick. There's number 1. He didn't swim away, but he's okay. I think he's just getting used to the fact that he's in another pond. I'll get this guy a little bit further out there. Oh, that guy is right off. He is also just chilling. There we go, both of them are off. And there's now 3 new bass in the family of fish in there. They're probably utterly confused
So as I started fishing over at the actual point of the Twiz, I realized that there was not very many fish over there. In fact, I don't think I saw a single fish until this happened.
Going. Let's go. Oh, I foul hooked him, I guess. He went for the bait, and then I had him in the mouth, and then when I set the hook, it got out of the mouth.
So again, this here is one of the very tiny bass in our pond.
Cool. Oh, crap. Just killed our bait. Hopefully he's okay. Oh my gosh! Holy crud, that was insane! Oh my gosh, I can't land the fish here, but I can get him over here. Oh my gosh. That was nuts. And that's what you call committing, folks. I don't know if you can see that on the GoPro. God, I hope you can. But holy moly. Biggest fish of the day. Probably a good 1 pounder. That was insane. Alright. There you go, dude. Like, I don't even know. I've caught maybe like 2 fish off of just that actual like jerking motion, and then 3 of those fish have just been off of like me reeling it in to see if it's like, or to, like for the next cast, or in that case to see if the bait was okay, and the fish just like came right up and ate it. That was nuts. Yep. Folks, I'm sorry. This is the 6th bass of the day. I caught it out of the wrong pond, but I saw him, so I couldn't resist trying to get him.
So at this point, I really was not catching any more bass out of the other pond despite my efforts. So I decided to go and try to catch some bluegill out of the bigger pond that we fish to put in this pond to feed the fish while they're in here.
Okay folks, so I decided not to film the catching of the bluegill. It's just gonna be too boring. But I did get 10 or 15 in here. So we're gonna go ahead, throw these guys in there, maybe create a tiny feeding frenzy because there's like 8 bass that live in here. So we're gonna go ahead, get some of these guys in here, and then these guys, it's not going to feed anybody forever, but it'll hopefully hold them off for a couple days. Okay, so don't know how many that was. I was throwing basically like 2 at a time for most of the time, but there's probably 10 or 15 in there. Thankfully, we were quite successful by getting bluegill, so hopefully that will sustain the population for a little bit. There's a big bass right there. Not a big bass, but a big bass for this pond. Alright, you know what folks? That bass is not going to eat. We're going to go ahead and end the video guys here. There's going to be a lot more of this series, so make sure you guys keep watching. Remember, again, we are doing 5 bait fish for every single subscriber. We are going to be putting tons of bait fish in here over the next couple weeks. So hopefully you guys stick around for that. We'll see you next time.